What's up, Affordable Armory folks? How y'all doing? Today I got a really cool video on a new holster from Tulster. This is their brand new holster. It's called the Oath, and we're about to go over to the workbench and take a look at it. I'll show you what's different about this one versus some of their older holsters and why you should think about getting one. A couple things I want to mention before we get started with this video. So first of all, Tulster did send me this holster for free. When I reached out to them about the giveaway, which I'll put a link to below, I am giving away a Tulster holster valued at $100. They said, oh, by the way, we have a new holster coming out. Would you like to try one? So they did send this to me for free to try out. Also, I am a Tulster affiliate, and that has nothing to do with either the giveaway or this review. So if you want to buy one of these holsters, please consider using my link below, and that will help support the channel. So you buy from Tulster, save yourself some money, helps out the channel. It's a win-win for everybody. Without further ado, let's continue the video. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me so you'll find out when future videos come out. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so this is the Oath holster from Tulster. Now, Oath stands for Optics-enabled, Ambidextrous, Tuckable holster. So let's talk about those things real quick. First of all, optics enabled means I've got my P320 RX compact right here, and if I put it in the holster, you can see it's got this cutout so that the optics will fit into the holster. So they make these for various guns with various optics choices. In this case, I have the P320 compact with an optic on it. Now, ambidextrous. So you can take this clip right here, take these two screws out, flip it over to the other side, and poof, you've got an ambidextrous holster. You're suddenly left-handed. Now you may be thinking, well, what about that wing thing? Well, you literally take that off, move it to the other side, take this, unscrew it, flip it around to the other side, and poof, it's on there. So, ambidextrous. Flip this whole rig around to the other side and you have a left-handed holster. It's identical on both sides. Pretty cool. Tuckable. So if you look right here, this part right here goes over your belt, and then your shirt can go down behind it. So this can ride on your belt, and then your shirt can come over the gun, and there you go. That's your tuckable. And obviously H is for holster. The stuff that comes with it, you got this Oath sticker here, which is going on the safe. Cool. You've got a patch here, which that's kind of neat. If you're into that, you can put this on your range bag or on whatever gear that you have that has hook and loop Velcro. This right here is a second one of these, and it's actually taller. So this is the short one, and you typically use these on your more compact guns, or even your micro guns, like your P365, your Glock 43, Smith & Wesson Shield, that type. And then this one, as you can see, is just a little bit taller, and that's for your more mid and full-size guns, like in my case, P320 compact. So I will be swapping this out. And then last but not least, well, there was a set of directions in here because I was wondering what in the world these are. So the directions, I've set them somewhere, but you do get instructions. And then these are shims. So something you'll notice, and I'll go ahead and bring in one of their older holsters so we can kind of talk about this. On the older model holsters, you could adjust the retention right here with this screw. If you see, there is the little washer in there, and you just turn it to the right to tighten it, turn it to the left to loosen it, and then that either squishes and compresses that or decompresses it, and that changes how much tension is on the trigger guard, and that's how you adjust the retention. On this, you don't have that, so what they did was they included these shims, and what you can do is you take all this off, you stick the shim in between the two pieces of Kydex, and put this back on there, and that creates a little bit of a gap. So if you want more of a gap, you put both shims on there. If you just kind of want a little bit more of a gap, then you only put one of them on there. And I'm actually going to do that here in a minute. So there's my two changes I'm going to make to it right off the bat. is put on the larger one of these, and I'm going to put on one of the shims because the retention on this thing is so tight. I mean, that's awesome. Like, you hear it click into place like that. That's what you want in a quality Kydex holster, and Tulster has nailed that. That's why I have so many of their holsters. But yikes, it's really tight. So I'm gonna put a shim on there, loosen that up just a hair. Okay, and so then one of the other differences you'll notice is this is definitely geared towards appendix carry, whereas this can be appendix carry or it can be carried at the 3 o'clock or whatever. I guess you probably could carry this at the 3 o'clock or the 4 o'clock, you know, on strong side hip, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But it's definitely geared for appendix carry, and that's how I'm going to carry it. You'll notice the difference in the clip, whereas this is a wide base and it actually sets it at an angle so that if it's on your hip, it's actually a nice angle. It's kind of the cant that you want. Whereas this one rides straight up and down, which is perfect for appendix carry. I mean, you put that right on your appendix and draw straight up and down. That's how appendix carry should work. And then the last thing to note is that the sidekick on this one is that's an add-on, whereas it comes standard on the Oath holster. So, and it's not called the sidekick on this one. I don't know if they're calling it a claw or a wing or whatever, but your piece that pushes on your belt to aid in concealability, whatever you call that thing, that's already on here as part of the holster. So I'm going to go ahead and make those adjustments that I was talking about and put the holster on, and we'll see how it works. Okay, so we're back, and just wanted to show you that you can see where the screws were. I've adjusted the ride height, so it should sit a little bit higher on my belt now. And then I've also installed the taller one of these, and I think that's going to be very nice because, as you can see, with the adjustment of the ride height, now this is right in line with where the belt is actually going to be. So it should go right over that, and this is going to push out on the belt, causing the gun to be a lot more concealable. It will sit a little bit higher, which will also aid in getting a good grip on the draw stroke. So I like that. And then kind of hard to tell. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I did put one of the shims in there. And we'll go ahead and show you the change in retention there now. So it clicks into place, and much easier to pull it out. So still has very good retention. That sucker's not falling out. I'm shaking that pretty good. I'm not squeezing on it or anything. It's just, it's in there. And then want to draw it out, comes right out. Okay, so I've got the holster on. I've got the camera sitting a little bit lower than normal. It's kind of awkward, but wanted you to be able to see my belt line so that you could see that I am in fact carrying the holster right there. That's what it looks like, guys. So if I turn to my left, you'll see a little bit of printing. It's not like terrible. Granted, this is one of my smaller t-shirts. It's a little bit tighter fitting than a typical t-shirt that I would be wearing, but it kind of doesn't matter because, again, this is a tuckable holster, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But as you can see, if I turn the other way, you can't tell that it's there. Looking straight on, at least with the dark t-shirt like this, really can't tell that it's there. And then if I turn this direction, you know, you might be able to tell that that's a gun if you're looking for it, if you have a trained eye. But aside from that, no one's probably going to be able to tell, so I'm not too worried about it. And we have open carry here in Tennessee, so I'm not too worried about printing, because if someone sees it, I'll be like, oh, yep, good for you. You saw my gun, you know, whatever. So I will say that when you tuck your shirt in, getting it over that little wing piece or claw or whatever you want to call it was a little bit difficult. So just keep that in mind, because that's pressing up against your belt. You do have to kind of like reach in and pull the shirt down to get it over that piece. But aside from that, it does what it's supposed to do. It is tuckable. And that's that. Okay, so there's my first look at the Oath holster from Tulster. So far I like it. It seems to be working out pretty well. I'm going to start carrying with it and we'll go from there. If you want one of these, I am doing a giveaway. I'll put a link to that video. So again, if this is your first time here, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me so you'll find out when future videos come out. As always, head over to affordable-armory.com. That's where the blog lives. That's where all of our social media links are. That's where all of our affiliate links are, so you can save yourself some money on something you were going to buy anyway, as well as help out the channel in the process, like by buying one of these Tulster holsters. And we've got merch, like this cool hat right here. We've got t-shirts and mugs and hoodies and all sorts of stuff. So all of that helps support the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.